What's going on, YouTube? I got a little bit of an update on the Little Joe's Street Outlaws group build. Um, you can see I do have a different body there. It's still an 86 Monte Carlo Super Sport. It's just not the original one that I was planning on using. Once I got to looking around in that kit, I found that there's some parts missing. The rear bumper, the tail lights were missing. The glass was damaged, and I did find a couple of fresh kits last weekend, and I just decided I was just going to use one of those, and also save a lot of time by having to strip the body. But I did get the engine bay all cut out. Now, it is still messy in there. I got to do a lot of cleanup, but I did get all the... I got the inner fender wells cut out. The firewall, well, I had to cut the firewall out because once I cut the heat and AC box, there wasn't much left, so I just went ahead and cut that out. I still got some more trimming to do. I might just end up cut this whole piece out here and just run a piece of like square tubing across, because a lot of times when those guys lighting these cars up, they don't run the stock core support anyways. They just fabricate their own. Basically just some supports to hold the nose on, a little hoop with a couple little tabs to mount the radiator, and that's it. So I don't know. I have to think about that. But here's the little situation I'm facing. I'm happy with the way it fits in the wheel wells, the suspension. I don't have the rear end in, but I mean, it's going to line up. It's going to line up just the way I want it. But the donor kit is the Firebird Match Racer, and being the F body, I kind of thought, but I wasn't really sure how the engine sets back, and actually it needs to go back a little bit further in the chassis, and that's basically right where it's going to set. I don't like that. I want it to be more forward in the engine bay, like it normally would. Something close to that. But what it's going to affect is, I mean, all this suspension and everything here is just loosely tacked into place. If I can get this apart. The firewall, I mean, all this is just lightly tacked in. If I move this forward, because I still want to use the stock dash in the car, I move these forward also, it's going to create a little bit of a problem because of the mounting tabs for the spindles. So I gotta really think about if it's gonna work out, if I just completely rework all this, or my other options are to basically build my own chassis from scratch, which I've never done before. It's not totally out of the question. I'm sure I could handle it. It would just take me a little while. But I don't want to be putting a ton of time into this, because I have a tendency, once a project goes on so long, it gets stale, and you know what happens when something gets stale, you just throw it away. Well, I'm not going to throw a model away, but it's going to go on the shelf, and it's going to sit there, and probably never get touched again. So I don't know if I want to go that route, build my own chassis. Other option would be to just take the stock chassis from the Monte Carlo kit and back half it, and try to, adapt the roll cage or make my own roll cage, which wouldn't be that big of a deal, I don't think. So I just need to really think about what direction I'm going to go. I don't know if I'm going to rework this or try to modify stock chassis. I don't really know yet. Something I gotta sit here and scratch my head and think about, and come up with another plan for that. I wanted to show you. I got a hood for it. It's a resin outlaw hood. Just come in the mail this week. I picked it up off of eBay from Lexus Scale Modeling. If you search for him on eBay, he has a pretty good deal on these hoods. Any three, your choice. He has, I'm going to say 20, maybe 25 different hoods to pick from. With shipping, it's free shipping, $15 and I believe 79 cents for three hoods. You can either get the outlaw style or the cow induction, which would be like a 2 to 3 inch, and this is like a 5 to 6. For less than $16 to your door, that's I think that's pretty cheap. I've bought some hoods from them in the past. I've never had a problem with them. And your typical resin hood, you have to do a little bit of cleanup and adjust it to fit your application. But for the money, I think it's well worth it. So I'm gonna decide on this here. Finally gonna get back working on the Ventura again. I started to paint the interior and wasn't happy with it, and I had to strip it, and I'm going a different route with the interior. So yeah, it's ready to go. I'm gonna work on that a little bit. Try to get another update. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get one today or not. I got a lot to do. But I'm definitely gonna have an update coming soon on the Ventura, and hopefully by then I'll decide what direction I'm going to go with this Monte Carlo. So that's all I got for now, guys. Until next time, talk to you later.